When you imagine the happiest place on earth, you might pick a spot with warm sand and soft breezes. A sun-kissed vineyard, perhaps, or a Mediterranean village.
The Netherlands.
Norway.
Australia.
Sweden.
Any place warm.
Belgium. The Netherlands.
Baghdad. Netherlands.
Sweden.
United States.
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 As you will find that the happiest place on earth is Denmark. Cold, dreary, unspectacular Denmark. While ours may be the richest and most powerful country in human history, when it comes to happiness, the good old USA is number
11.
23.
The topic we're focused on is life satisfaction. When the bar on the right is moved, the flowers representing each country show their specific life satisfaction rating by the height of the stem. As you can see, Denmark is the highest flower. The United States isn't that far off, but there are many countries in between them. Denmark's life satisfaction receives a 10 out of 10, whereas the United States receives a 7 out of 6. Life satisfaction measures how people evaluate their life as a whole rather than their current feelings. It captures a reflective assessment of which life circumstances and conditions are important for subjective well-being. When asked to rate their general satisfaction with life on a scale from 0 to 10, Danes gave it a 10 grade, higher than the OECD average of 6.7.
And like most past reports on happiness, Denmark is at the top of the list. Here are the other nations that made the top 10. Mostly Northern European nations, along with Canada, New Zealand, and Australia. Notice which nation isn't on this list? The United States. We rank 11th. Just proves that money doesn't buy happiness, since we're far and away the wealthiest nation on the planet, with $41 trillion in combined wealth, and Denmark doesn't even crack the top 10 in that category. So what's the point of being rich if you're not happy? And if it's not wealth, then what is it that makes people happy? Here in the United States, conservatives want us to believe that low taxation equals happiness. That the more money you get as a worker and can keep, the happier you'll be. But in Denmark, people are taxed at far higher rates than in the United States, especially rich people. If you make what translates into about $140,000 a year in Denmark, expect to be taxed at above 50%. Whereas Mitt Romney, who makes over $10 million a year, pays less than 15% in taxes here in the United States. Even the middle class is taxed higher in Denmark, with people who make roughly $66,000 a year paying 35% in taxes, approximately what millionaires and billionaires are supposed to be taxed at in the United States, although rarely do they actually pay that much. Despite all that, Denmark is still way happier than the United States. So low taxation doesn't equal happiness. In fact, thanks to the high progressive taxation, Denmark is one of the most equal nations in the world, ranking third when it comes to income inequality, or equality rather, in the global Gini index. Happiness could also have something to do with not living in fear of your neighbor and arming yourself to the teeth just in case you might have to stand your ground. Conservatives want us to believe that the Second Amendment serves as our defense of happiness. But does it really? In Denmark, there are only 12 handguns per 100 people. In the United States, there are 88. In Denmark, fewer than 80 people die a year from guns. In the United States, more than 30,000 people die a year from guns. So more guns don't seem to equal happiness. We're the nation that wrote the right to pursue happiness into our first founding document, our Declaration of Independence. Maybe we should take our own advice and learn a few things from Denmark.